It is good to be here. We are going to start our announcements shortly, but our... Lisa Ullman, can you hear me out there? Here we go. We're bringing up our esteemed board member, Lisa Ullman, to read the announcements for us.
These are the announcements? Oh, okay. These are supposed to go under? Okay. Sorry about that. I was trying to learn how to live stream this service. Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Lisa Ullman, and on behalf of the Bethel trustees, I'd like to welcome you to our Shabbat service. If you're new to our congregation and attending as visitor, please introduce yourself to me or the rabbi after our service, and we may give you more proper and personal welcome. It is a delight to spend this time together as we celebrate Shabbat. Please join us on March 28th for a very special interfaith Shabbat service. You can find all the information on the website. As part of our Spread the Cream Cheese Not Hate program, clergy and congregates from different faiths in our community have been working with us in solidarity to combat anti-Semitism and all forms of hatred. On Friday, March 28th, they will join us here at Bethel for a night of community worship. All are welcomed. And our Pesach second night community Seder is Sunday, April 13th, and all are welcomed. Please check your email bulletins for the RSVP link. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat.
So we join together on page 128, 128, for Hine Matov. It is always good to have people up and share voices on the bima. It is always good to be able to dwell together and join in song, welcoming Shabbat. Page 128 at the top. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. We were all concerned that we were going to have a teeny tiny minyan, which is fine, having a teeny tiny group, but this is getting really, really good. We have a good solid group. For those of you on the live stream who can't see into the room, we've got a good solid group here, small but mighty. And again, it's a pleasure to join together with all of you. Pleasure to hear your voices in song. And Shabbat Shalom. All right, so to continue with welcoming Shabbat, we turn to page 120, 120. And I'd like to invite up Miss Vicky in honor of her father's yahrzeit, and invite up the littles to accompany her if you'd like. We'll start with the candle blessing, which can be found on page 120, 120. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And now we turn to page 123, 123, for the blessing over the wine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. We turn now to page 142, 142. Please join with me in Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're now going to turn to page 146, 146, and I'm going to switch microphones, so give me 1 sec. All right, let's see if that one works any better. How's that sounding, okay? All right, all right. So we turn to page 146, 146 for the Baruch Hu. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our call to worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMvorach, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. We turn to page 148, 148. Please join with me in the English of Ma'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim. And now we turn to page 150, 150. Please join with me. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now we turn to page 152, 152. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. We come now to page 154, 154, for the Ve'ahavta. And the Ve'ahavta is all about, and you shall love. This is Ms. Vicky and I have the same idea, a big heart, a big heart. And we are working in the Sunday school to learn all of these different gestures that help us to, as we go through the Ve'ahavta, to see what we're doing, to see what we're saying. So I invite you all, as we're chanting, to look at the English and get a sense of what's going on. And come that family service where we have the kids come up and lead us in the gestures, you're in for a treat, because this Ve'ahavta, the heart, is only one part of the gestures. It's good. Page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לו תותפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, Liot lachem le'Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. And now we turn to page 159, 159. And on this page, just like we are adding hand gestures to the Ve'ahavta, always creating something new, I invite us on the top of page 159 to sing the song of people and change the words a little bit. So together, page 159. Sing the song of people, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. And we look back to page 158, 158, for our people's song of redemption. Mi chamocha. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malechutecha ra'u v'anecha, bukei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze Eli anu ve'amru, ze Eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki pada Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. And now we turn to page 160, 160. Let's read the English of Hashkivenu together before we join in melody of the Hebrew. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. And I would add, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, over all those who dwell on earth. Because as we invoke God's help in building a sukat shlomecha, a shelter of peace, we invoke God's help to do that for everyone on earth. And so we look back up to the top two lines of the Hashkivenu. Please join with me. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. And now we turn to page 162, 162 for V'shamru, as we sing about our covenant with God. For God created the universe in 6 days, and we have Shabbat on the 7th. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. And now we turn to page 164 for the Tefillah portion of our service, the Amidah. I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol atah Rav Lehoshia. Mashiv Haruach Umorid Hagashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim. Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memid Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atal Hachayot HaKol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kdoshim b'chol yom Yehalelucha Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated. The Amidah on Shabbat is special because it's all about blessings and thanksgiving. We're not asking for stuff. And thinking about that, blessings and thanksgiving, reminded me of a friend of mine who actually I met in Israel, but he now lives in France. And he was telling me he watched the live stream and thought that it was hysterical how I had a standing bless you over all the people in case anyone sneezed. So I'm going to do it again because allergies are such that I know I might be sneezing in the middle of services tonight. So if anybody sneezes or has a feeling that there's going to sneeze, come on. And I can't say bless you because we're in the middle of a prayer. Bless you, because it is that time of year. So just blessings all around. And so we turn now to page 175, 175. Please join with me at the top of the page. ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. And now we turn to page 177, 177. Please join with me at the top of the page. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ucha na'eh lehodot. And now we turn to page 178, 178, for Shalom Rav. Because with all of these things that we are grateful for all the blessings in our lives, we are still praying for peace. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lecho hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol et u'b'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. And now that we have prayed for peace, our thoughts turn to those who are in need of healing, whether it is healing of mind or of body or of spirit. And so, in a few moments, we're going to open the ark, but we're not there yet. And when we do, oh my gosh. Oh, that's outside. Okay, I thought for sure that was me again. When we get ready to open the ark, Liam, would you like to come up and open the ark? Not yet, but when it's time. Is it okay if I invite you up? Awesome. Okay, so because we open the ark, because we invoke even more so the Torah and God's presence and all of the blessings that we can when we are praying for healing. And so we're thinking for healing tonight of Jim DeArmond, Pearl Levin, Carol Friedman, Carol Wallace, Carol Solomon, June Van, Rabbi Michael Matchison, Sherry Chait, Larry Michaelov, Antoinette Worrell, Linda Chambliss, Judge Frank Caprio, Fran Marcus, Howard Silvers, Paige Hedrick, Jaime Klinger, Jane Stewart, Kathy Weiner, Rob Moreland, Ben Beltran, David Adler, Jeff Mayer, Linda Margolis, Sadie Charlotte Schwartz, Dean Fiandaca, Arthur Iglico, Rose Iglico, Carolyn Boyles, David Charles, Karen Toker, Ken Friedman, Dawn Demelia, Jackie Gould, Michael Bierman, all Israelis still being held hostage, all Israeli soldiers injured in war, and all civilians injured in any war. If there's anyone here that has a name of someone that's in need of healing that you'd like to share with the community, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. we turn to page 371. 371. Liam, you want to come on up? I invite you to rise in body or spirit for the Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor habracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May those who will not be healed on this earth be blessed with nights free from suffering and days filled with peace. May God grant strength and comfort to those who care for the sick. May God help us to find hope and courage as we face fear and loss. May all who are ill be surrounded by the love of friends, loving companions, family, and community. And let us say, Amen. You may be seated. Liam. Thanks, man. Thank you. And now I invite you to take a few moments for silent meditation, for the prayers of your heart. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Well, Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. This, tonight, wraps up, formally, Purim in most parts of the world. So we say goodbye to Purim, we say goodbye to the Megillah reading, we say hi, we say goodbye, fortunately for now, for the man Haman. Amazing. And all the booing and the screaming and the shouting we do to drown out Haman's name. All right, I can only do that a couple more times before Purim's over, so I got to get it in while I can. And what's fun about Purim, especially fun, is that when you're in Israel, in certain cities, and around the world, but especially there, a walled city like Jerusalem actually celebrates Purim a day later. So when I was there in Israel for my year in Israel, I was able to celebrate Purim in Tel Aviv and then go right over to Jerusalem and celebrate Purim again the next day in Jerusalem, which was a lot of fun. In Tel Aviv, the spirit of Purim is electric. They have a parade, it's called Ad Lo Yada Parade, and that name comes from the Aramaic Ad Lo Yada, which means until you cannot tell the difference, until they don't know, can't discern, between blessed Mordechai and cursed be Haman. So when one is so, has imbibed so much that one can't tell the difference between Haman or Mordechai, awesome, then you know that according to the Talmud, if you're following that particular law that's in the Talmud, that recommendation, then you're doing it the way the rabbis were hoping you would. So many different ways to observe Purim, many different ways to celebrate, and that's one of the ones that gets a lot of airtime. The parades there in Tel Aviv dazzle. There are elaborate floats, there are colorful costumes, and high energy performances, and everyone is having a good time. And then for those that can, you wait until the next day, and then you hightail it over to Jerusalem so you can start celebrating Purim again in Jerusalem, the walled city. So you have also music, street performances, and communal gatherings. And these sequential celebrations allow for an extended Purim, an immersion in Purim's joy. A reminder that our story of resilience and redemption continues across time and space. At the heart of Purim is the story of Esther, a tale of courage, identity, and transformation. At first, Esther's hesitant. She doesn't want to reveal who she is. But Mordechai tells her, it might be for just such a time that you were brought here to the palace. She takes those words and knows that it's the moment that she has to stand up and tell who she is, to be brave. And so her enduring story, the story of her bravery, continues to be an inspiration. Last week, I spoke about the importance of standing up against hate, like Esther does. And she also stands up for herself and for others, for all of us. In this week's Torah portion, Ki Tisa, Moses does the same. When the Israelites build the golden calf, God is furious, and he threatens to wipe out all of Israel and then just rebuild from Moses himself. But Moses, hearing God threaten this, pleads with God, just like Abraham did years and years before. Moses pleads with God to have mercy, to remember God's promises to our ancestors, and to be merciful, to forgive the Israelites. And because of Moses' courage in pleading with God, the Israelites are given another chance. All of us are still here because Moses had the courage to plead with God. And in spite of Moses pleading with God to curb God's anger, when Moses comes down Mount Sinai and sees the Israelites dancing and singing around this golden calf, Moses loses it. He gets enraged as well, throws down the tablets he just got from the top of Mount Sinai in his anger. Now, he could have just walked away in frustration, because he's really frustrated with the Israelites as well. But instead, he goes back up the mountain. He goes back up Mount Sinai to get another set of tablets. And in doing this, Moses himself is changed. Because when he comes down Mount Sinai with that second set of tablets, his face is shining with light. His face shines with this divine light as a reflection of his growth, resilience, and dedication to our people. Both Esther and Moses teach us a profound truth. What they share with us is that bravery is not the absence of fear, but it's the willingness to stand up even when we're afraid. Their stories challenge us to recognize and share our own inner light. So as we move into this Shabbat, continue into this Shabbat, and I think of myself and my place in this crazy modern world that we live in today, I encourage all of us, I challenge all of us to look deep inside and find the gifts that we have to share and the bravery to do so. Because our talents, our ideas, and our passions can change the world. Purim reminds us that transformation happens when we step forward, when we stand up, when we advocate for others, when we embrace our own inner gifts, and when we share our light. Because when we do, just like Moses, we begin to shine. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Now, I invite us, thinking of Purim and our people's history, I invite us to stand in solidarity with our cousins in Israel. Turning to page 678 for Hatikvah, and I'd like to invite up the littles to hold the flag with me here. Hold the flag for me. If Merrick and Lily can come on up, that would be awesome. And we join together and rise in body or spirit for Hatikvah on page 678. 678. Kol od balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulfate mizrach Kadima ayin letzion tzofia od lo avda tikvatenu hatikva bat shnot alpayim liotam chovshi be'artzenu Eretz Tzion v'Yerushalayim Liotam Chovshi be'artzenu Eretz Tzion v'Yerushalayim. Thank you both. And now I invite us to flip back to page 586, 586, and to rise, stay risen in body or spirit for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kugayei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama, Shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech, mache hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu note shamayim v'yosed aretz, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני Hua Elohim, Bashamayim mima'al, Ve'al ha'aretz, mitachat, Ein od, page 591, V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom ha'hu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad. You may be seated. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and the elderly that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your sibling walking in the streets beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you with something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people that I have known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands, by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. We're remembering those whom we have had to give away, those whom we have lost. The congregation is remembering those whom we have lost within the last year: Gregory Wayne Berger, David Dunn, Barry Schoenfeld, Milton Margolis, David Shaknovsky, David Friedman, David Cohen, Mike Hyman, Alice Macaulay Schumer, Carol Mandel, Helen Gerber, Jerry Chait, Shirley Mendelson, and Bryce Rutten. And we're also remembering those whose yard sites we observe at this time: Joel Berger, Dan Goldman, Joseph Hall, Alan Honig, Ted Latimer, Maxine Russ, Mary Silver, Philip Toker, Harvey Udoff, and Manuel Wallace. If there is anyone else here that has a name of someone that you would like to bring to the community who you are remembering, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. We hold all of their names together as a community. I invite you to turn to page 598, and to rise in body or spirit for the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, v'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. May the one who makes peace on high bring comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, amen. You may be seated. Let's look to page 625 for Adon Olam. Adon Olam asher malach, b'terem ko yitzir nivra, le'et nasa b'chefzo kol, azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol, levado imloch nora, V'hu haya, v'hu hove, v'hu yihye, v'tifara, v'hu echad, v'yen sheni, lahamshilo, lahachbira, b'li reshit, b'li tachlit, v'lo ha'oz, v'hamisra, v'hu eli, v'chai goali, v'tzur chevli, be'et tzara, v'hu nisi, humanos li, menat kosi, v'yom ekra, b'yado, apkid ruchi, ve'et ishan v'aira, ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li, ve'lo ira. And now, we turn back to page 603, 603, for the priestly benediction. This is the same blessing that the priests at the ancient temples used to say over the people of Israel. And it is my honor to be able to say it over all of you tonight. So, please rise in body or spirit. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, shalom, shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Shabbat shalom, everyone.